Hello and welcome to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang along with Mike Karafilidis here, two broadcasters for the Brampton Steelheads. Thank you so much for coming along with us here today as we talk everything Brampton Steelheads. And Mikey, we'll get to that in a little bit, but we've kind of been, we've had a little bit of time back now since the Christmas break. We've gotten back into hockey. We've gotten back into our lives, kind of getting going again. How you been doing the past week?
Doing okay. Right. As long as I always say this, as long as I get up in the morning and I'm breathing, that's all that matters to me. And get to see my family in the morning, and I'm happy and just go on with my day. But things have been going well. Football season is almost coming to an end. The Cleveland Browns are out. They fired their head coach. Just to let you know, I've always been talking about Stefanski, how he's been the weakest link, and he's been fired.
So you're not a fan. You were never a fan of Stefanski.
Maybe at the beginning. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you always have hope in the beginning, right? But you know what? He's one of those guys who's just a better coordinator than coach kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you heard some of his, you heard some of his speeches at the end of the game when they win, for example. And, you see the other coaches in the NFL going, yeah, all right, here we go, Stefanski. All right, 25. 25, 2 catches. 95, 2 sacks. All right, guys, great win. And that's it. Come on, get the guys going, right?
You don't think he got them up to play enough? Like there wasn't enough.
No, not to me.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, look, I think there's definitely a thing to be said about guys who are good coordinators and just maybe aren't built to be head coaches. I mean, it's definitely a thing. We'll see if he gets hired because there's some vacancies out there, and I think somebody will probably hire him.
Mm-hmm. Apparently. Yeah. Apparently he's had an interview with Baltimore and whatnot, but we'll see what the Brownies bring in.
You think Harbaugh? You like Harbaugh in Cleveland?
I love Harbaugh. Yeah. I love Harbaugh. I think he's a great motivator, and I think he'd be good for that team. But are they going to go in that direction? That's the thing. I really honestly don't think that Harbaugh will come to Cleveland. I think there's way too many vacancies out there. I could see him going to a bigger name kind of thing, unfortunately. But would love to have him. Hey, Mike Tomlin as well got fired, but he already said, I'm not coaching anymore. So look for him in the broadcast booth on every Sunday's coming your way next year. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I got a feeling he might be one of the guys that tries broadcasting out for a bit and then goes back to coaching. We'll see how it goes. But
yeah.
I could see that. I could see that happening for him. I know, you know what? We're talking about the Browns, of course. My Bills, they've been they get past the first round, beat Jacksonville. I guess we'll know when this comes out. Well, I guess we won't know yet. The game will be, or no, we will. Yes, the game's on Saturday at 4 o'clock. We'll know what happens with the Bills in the next round. But they've gotten past Jacksonville. It's going to be a tough game against Denver. So I'll be, we'll be doing the Steelheads game at the time it's on, but I'll be looking, seeing what the score is for sure.
Yeah, I would be too. Denver's going to be tough, man. Denver's going to be tough. They're at home and it's in that altitude and 75,000 maniacs going crazy in the stands over there, right? It's going to be a lot. The atmosphere is going to be a lot more crazier, I guess you could say, than Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. Let's just say that. Jacksonville had a good atmosphere, don't get me wrong, but Denver's a good team as well. But it's going to be a good game. I don't know. It's going to be a good game. Sean Payton, he's been there, done it. He's won a Super Bowl. We'll see. It's the first time he's been back here in this stage in a long time. They got a good team. Bo Nix is their quarterback. But, other than football, we're back at the rink. Brendan, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we're back at the rink, of course. We're talking about football. I was just going to say, like, outside of the Bills, all the games were really good in the first round.
Yeah.
There's usually some stinkers in the wild.
Yeah, it's always a blowout here and there. Yeah.
But no, it was pretty good. And then other than that, just around the rink, working, doing all that stuff. So we keep myself busy, that's for sure. Trying to get to the simulator a little bit more. Start to get my game in order before we get out, before the weather gets warmer. I know tonight it's supposed to get down to like minus 25 with the wind chill, so I don't. I don't think I'll be getting out golfing anytime soon. But
minus 25.
Yeah, it's supposed to get pretty cold.
It's supposed to get a storm too, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to get some snow as well. I was kind of hoping for the cold with no snow so we could get the ponds frozen around here and get out skating. Don't have to shovel. That's, always nice. But we're getting a lot of snow. So we'll see if we're able to get out at some point. Anyways, so we can talk about the Steelheads quickly. We're just going to, kind of go over just the recent stretch of games here for the Brampton Steelheads. And Of course, they lose that last game. I guess we can start there. Let's start there with
Sure.
the Barrie game.
Mhm.
They dropped that one 4-1 with against the Barrie Colts.
Yeah, I mean, like that was the home debut for Mason Zabeski and Parker Von Richter in that game, right? Um, that team's loaded. It was a five
Yeah.
one. It was a 5-1 loss for the Steelheads against the Battalion in that game. But boy, oh boy, Barry, they look tough.
Hmm.
They look really, really tough. They got good goaltending. I mean, I know we didn't, or the Steelheads didn't see Ben Harebic. They saw Arvin Jaswal. So
That's
he was
twice in a
in.
row now they've seen him.
Yeah, yeah, he got the shutout against them the very first time, right
Mhm.
back in Brampton. But I mean, the final shots on goal were 33-23 in favor of the Colts. Steelers did a good job in the faceoff dot. I mean, 31-26. Again, it was that early goal. It was an early goal by the Colts and Cole Baudouin. I mean, this guy, first round pick for the Utah Mammoth. He scored a 16th goal of the season, 13 seconds into the game, right?
Yeah.
And they feed off this guy. This guy is so good. He's a workhorse out there. So he scores. He's on a line with Ben Wilmot. I mean, a guy they picked up from the London Knights as well. Yeah, right. Um, yeah, they just look really, really good. I mean, Wilmot had a goal and assist in that game. Baudouin had a goal and assist. Aitchison, uh, it's just his presence out there. Like he wasn't, he didn't do any huge hits or anything like that. But he's so smart with the puck, Kayshawn Aitchison, right?
Right.
He just knows, even without the puck, he knows where to go. He knows where that open space is. He just has that hockey knowledge, right? And that's hard to find, especially from a young defenseman. And that's why he's a first round pick of the New York Islanders, Kayshawn Aitchison, right? But he was really good in that game as well. As I said, it was the first game at home for Mason Zabeski and Parker Von Richter. I actually ran into Mason Zabeski in the hallway, and nothing but nice things to say. What a great kid. I didn't see Von Richter because I was so busy preparing for the pregame show and whatnot. Ended up nothing but respect for their head coach Dylan Smoskowitz. Thank you for his time. He says he watches our show and stuff too, so that was nice of him. And he played for the Steelheads, and he
Yeah.
keeps his roots there and whatnot. But had an interview with him. But in that game, yeah, the Steelheads, they just got off to a slow start and they just couldn't really recover, right? And the Colts just kept the pedal to the metal the whole game. The pedal to the metal, pedal to the metal, pedal to the metal, and they played really well defensively. Every time the Steelers would try to uh, start out of their own zone, it's like they're like right there, right at the red line, just stopping them. And they're a tough team, and this is a
Yeah.
team that kind of went, semi all in, I guess you could say. They gave up a lot of draft picks. I mean, they're not going to have a lot of draft picks for the next 3 years. We'll see how that goes for them, but talented team. The Steelers just couldn't recover after the slow start.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of been a theme with the Steelheads a lot this year is just kind of getting behind early, and then it's tough to make your way back in the game, and we saw that against the Barrie Colts for sure. And then
Mhm.
quickly we can touch on the North Bay game. This one I think is kind of a tough one to read just because it was the first game where all of these guys were playing together,
Right.
and the first period was kind of tough for them. But I thought they really turned it around in the second and third, and played a really strong game. Like it, other than the first period, obviously they got down 4-0 after the first, but it was a 1-1 game after that. Like they were
Absolutely.
right in it. Like the game was right there. Obviously, the first period just kind of put them too far behind the 8 ball, but I really liked their effort in the second two periods in that contest.
Yeah, I mean, they never gave up, and that's the thing. And and you could see in that game right in the beginning because that's when all the trade. I mean, that's the day or 2 days. It was 2 days after the
Yeah,
trade deadline, right? No, it was the day after. Was it the day after or 2 days?
it was. Yeah, it was. Here, let me look here. Um,
January
it
10th.
was no, it was the day of the trade deadline.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay, so you got Amidowski flies in the night before, right? All these guys are coming in that week, so this is a new 5 new guys
yeah,
playing in that game with everybody. So you could see in the beginning of the game, as you said, they got off the slow start again. But when the team started to mesh, and I don't know what was said in that first intermission, but it
it
helped,
was set.
right? It was sad, yeah. So, and the players, they really came together and they played hard in that second and third period. You mentioned it right there, to your point, to when it was 1-1 and after that, and they just played really hard. They just couldn't recover. They just couldn't recover. And there's another North Bay team, and they're just really hard to play against. But I was impressed with the play of Carter Hicks back there, that's
Mhm.
for sure, out of the new players that the Steelheads picked up from the Windsor Spitfires. You could see that, Amidovsky looked pretty good. Jackson Williams looked pretty good, right? Everybody looked pretty good. It's just the meshing, right? And so we'll see now with the full week of practice, right, with the new guys, how they're going to be. But
Yeah.
that game was tough, and it's against a tough North Bay
Mhm.
team. I mean, they're
You,
they're
you
they're
talk
they're
about North
they're
Bay.
strong, man.
Oh man, you talk about them being tough to play against. It's been that way for like the past 15 years. Like it's
Seems like it, right?
it really does. Like this team
Yeah.
is just always tough. They're always difficult to play against. They always have a lot of depth. Like they don't necessarily, especially at this point, like have one star that stands out, but they just got a lot of guys that can produce. And especially some guys in there that always play well against the Steelheads. And Ethan
Mm,
Session, Parker Vaughn always seems to come up
mm,
with big games against
yes.
Brandon. So,
Hmm.
yeah, tough team to play against for sure. But I did like the effort in the second two periods there for the Steelheads. All right, so we will take a break. We'll come back on the other side, and we will be speaking to Steelheads defenseman Reed Gee. So we'll do that after the break. You're listening to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. Hello and welcome back to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang along with Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis here, two broadcasters for the Brampton Steelheads. And I'd like to welcome on defenseman for the Brampton Steelheads, Reed Gee. Reed, thank you so much for coming on, man. How you doing?
No problem. Good. How are you guys?
Doing well, man. Doing really, really, really well. I'm sure you're doing well. Congratulations on 150 games played in the OHL, my man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
So how does that feel? 150, they went by fast, right?
Yeah, it flies by.
Yeah, 150 games. And also I was just looking like you're the longest tenured defenseman on the Steelheads right now. Like,
Yeah, I know.
that's got to be kind of crazy.
Pretty big change of scenery from last year. We were a pretty old team, and now the tides have turned. We're pretty young, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're certainly taking a leadership role back there. Ever since the trades have been made, that's for sure.
Yeah.
At least what I've seen. But yeah, I mean, 150 games. Do you remember your very first game that you played with Flint? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay. Elaborate on that if you can.
I don't remember much about it. I just remember we played. It was, I think, Niagara in our home opener.
That's obviously got to be that's got to be a pretty cool experience. And I mean, you have a lot of guys now on your team that are kind of going through that for the first time. And as Mikey said there, 150 games, you have a ton of experience back there. So how have you kind of been helping the guys out that are sort of new to this thing in their first time around?
Yeah, I think just being there for them. It's obviously tough when you're young. It's a pretty quick league when you're younger, and it still is as an older guy, but it's pretty intimidating when you're young. So I think just being there for them and trying to be as open as possible if they have any questions.
So you start your career with the Flint Firebirds. You get drafted by the Flint Firebirds. You come over to the Steelheads in a trade. I think that was in 2023. I want to say 2023, right? And you come over to Steelheads, and you're tough as nails, man. Like, I mean, hitting you is like hitting like a brick wall. It seems like, and people bounce off you and whatnot. But where does that come from in your family? I mean, I've met your family. They're like the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Like, where does the meanness come from? Your aunt, your uncle? Where does it come?
I don't know. I think just competitive nature. My dad played football and my mom was an athlete too, but
Right.
I think just there's a difference between an off-ice personality and on-ice personality. So I think kind of flip a little bit of a switch when I step on the ice.
Oh, fair enough. Absolutely.
And that on ice personality, is that kind of always the way you played? Is that something you kind of more developed as you got into junior hockey? Like, is it just kind of just the way you've always been wired?
No, I think I always kind of like to play a physical game. It's fun when you're the guy that the other team hates. So I kind of take pride in that.
So, if you were to play another sport, I've always wanted to ask you this. If you were to play another sport that wasn't hockey, what would you play?
Probably
I'll say what I think, but you go ahead.
What do you think?
No, you got to go first, my man. What do I
Uh,
think? Okay, but anyway, go ahead. I'll tell you what I think.
probably football, to be
I was gonna
honest.
say that.
My
Yeah.
dad played football. I always wanted to play it in high school, but couldn't because of hockey, obviously. So I'd probably say football.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see you being, you know what? I could see you being like a fullback. Just leading the way, stay behind me. Don't worry, I'll get you the 50 yards. I'll get you the
Do
10.
you agree? You think you could go fullback?
I don't know what I'd play, to be
Oh.
honest. I'd like to be a quick little receiver on the outside, just catch footballs, but probably wouldn't be my role.
But you wouldn't make moves though. You'd be running people over. It wouldn't be a juke. It'd be like
If,
straight ahead. Just put Riggy in. Yeah, that's awesome.
and you said you never got a chance to play in high school?
No, we weren't allowed because of hockey.
Did you play
really?
any other sports growing up?
It was COVID when I was in grade 9. And then I played a little bit of high school hockey in grade 10, and then it was my draft year, so I couldn't really be there all the time. But that was it. And then after that, I went to Flint.
Did you break any bones playing hockey or anything? Like, what's the worst injury you've ever had? Just curious.
I had surgery this summer on my knee. I tore my meniscus. That's probably the worst.
Yeah, that's the
And
worst.
what was the recovery like? I mean, obviously it takes, quite a long road to get back, get all the strength back and getting to playing. So kind of how did you navigate through that in the off season and get ready for the year?
Yeah, I think just using my resources. Obviously, I had surgery here in Toronto. We have a great medical staff team, so that was great. They got me in pretty quick, and we got surgery over with as quick as possible so I could start the recovery process. And then I went home. I have a good team of athletic therapists and trainers there, so they really helped me start the road to recovery. And yeah, it was a tedious process. It definitely wasn't fun. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But then I'd say after about a month or so, I got off crutches, and it was once I got off crutches, I could start kind of doing more and more and more day by day. And it seems like you're never going to get out of it when you're actually like in recovery. But then once it's done, it's like, oh, that kind of flew by. Like, it does come quick once you start hitting those milestones. So it was tedious, but it wasn't that bad. I had a good support staff around me, so it was pretty easy.
Was it a lot of training with Binna in the off season during that time?
Yeah, I started at home with my trainer at home, and then once I got cleared to skate, I came back to the team probably around mid-October, late end of October, and then in the gym every day with Ben.
And when you said you were on crutches, like obviously you can't do much with your legs. Like, are you still working out like upper body kind of stuff? Like what does that look like in the rehabilitation?
Yeah, I'd still go to the gym every day. Just more for the mental aspect too, to get out of the house and
absolutely
take my mind off it, go do some curls and bench press.
Bench press. Now we'll get to the bench press. How much can you bench press?
Well, we won't go there. I'm definitely not the strongest on the bench.
Really? Wow, I'm shocked. I thought you'd be able to put like 3 people over your head. Oh, you're more lower body.
More of a lower body guy.
So who do you think can bench press the most? We've asked a few guys this.
On our team?
Yeah.
Maybe Greener. Big Greener.
Okay.
He's a pretty big body, big frame.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, he's a big boy. That's for sure. Yeah, he's a big boy. All right, so Reed, you got the nickname Geezer, obviously, from your last name. Has that always stuck with you?
Yeah, I've always kind of had that nickname.
Yeah?
Yeah. Reader, Geezer, whatever one.
I like Geezer better.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I like that Geezer. Then you know, hey, that's me.
Yeah, it's a very, very classic hockey nickname. You just got to add the ER onto anything, and
that's
what everyone goes with. So now, I mean, we're talking about, of course, your nickname, and James Richmond has told us, and different guys saying, you're a really big locker room presence and really kind of big for that part and big aspect of the team in that regard. Now that you've got a lot of new guys coming over, and we can talk about the defenseman and Carter Hicks coming over, Mason Roy, like, sort of how have you been able to integrate them into this, obviously with you kind of knowing the system, knowing the coaching staff, and knowing the guys?
Yeah, I think just we're a young team, and there's obviously going to be some ups and downs to that. And I think just keeping it light in the room, like always having a good atmosphere, making guys want to show up to the rink every day. I think that's a big thing.
I agree. It's all about culture.
Yeah.
It's all about culture, getting that culture, especially with the new guys and whatnot. So, speaking of all the trades that were made, and some guys were shipped off, some guys were brought in. This is pretty much the first full week of practice with everybody, right?
Yep.
So, how's that going?
Good. I think obviously every team has their certain things that they like and don't like. So I think just the new guys getting used to that and kind of getting used to the coaching staff and our systems. I think it's been pretty good though. It's been a good work week, and I think we got a big weekend ahead of us, and I think it should be pretty good.
And kind of just more on helping some of these guys. I mean, you have been traded in your OHL career, right? Coming over from Flint to Mississauga at the time, now Brampton, of course. And these guys, I mean, they're all getting traded for the first times in their hockey careers. So what can you think back to kind of that time when you were traded and sort of apply it to these new guys coming here now?
Yeah, it's different for everybody, honestly. Like, it's time and place when you get traded, like, but I think like those guys just coming into a new team, like just taking all the information you can and just kind of put your head down and work. Like, honestly, like you just got to prove yourself. It's a new team, new staff. Like, just put your best foot forward and then see what happens. And that's all you can do, really.
And so, the goal of this team right now, this new team, is to make the playoffs, right?
Yep.
And is that, is that the mindset going in now, to prove the doubters wrong still and whatnot?
Yeah, we're young, but I think we're still a good team. We got a lot of good talent, young guys, older guys, good leaders. I think playoffs is obviously the main goal for us, and we're going to make a push for that.
And you guys, of course, played the Barrie Colts last game. Von Richter, Zabeski playing against them. Of course, Jakob Fibiger coming to Brampton this upcoming weekend. Just what's that kind of like playing against guys that, I mean, you played with just a week ago?
Yeah, I think you think about it more when before the game and after the game. I think when you're on the ice, it's more of just I don't even know how to describe it. You're kind of friends off the ice, but you're not friends on the ice. Like, you don't really have friends on the other team on the ice. So it's just like any other opponent. You just show up and you play against them.
Yeah, I totally agree. What's the funniest trash talk you've ever heard on the ice? Speaking of that, just curious.
I don't know. Trash talk. It's all kind of a blur when it comes to that stuff. You kind of try and block it out. I don't really pay too much attention, and I'm not a big chirper myself.
I was going to say, like, so you're not much of a talker on the ice? See what the other team?
Not really. Like, if somebody's yelling from the bench, sometimes I'll stand up and say something. But other than that, not really. Like, just kind of try and play.
Oh, you're not a big trash talker.
No.
Okay. Like but you're all business on the ice. You take care of business that's out there. All right. So we're going. So now we're gonna. You talked about the big weekend coming up and Friday in Kingston. You're going home, my man. So you're looking forward to that. Get to see your family and whatnot. But it is a quick there and back. But whatever. Yeah.
Pretty exciting to play in front of my family every opportunity I get. So I'm super excited. Every time I get to go home, it's very, very fun.
And did you grow up going to Frontenac's games?
Well, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Obviously, hockey kind of got in the way of that, but whenever we could, we'd always try and go if there's a big game or something.
Nice. So who do you remember? Who was your favorite Kingston Frontenac back in the day?
Robertson was pretty fun to watch.
Oh, yes. He was very good.
Yeah.
Were you there for the Shane Wright days, obviously?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he was a very good player as well. Jason Robertson, they always competitive teams in Kingston. I can't remember one year. Well, that one year when they got Shane Wright, and the year before they stunk, but then they got Shane Wright, then they stunk again, and then they started to be really good. So, wow, Kingston, great town. So what's the great place? What's your favorite restaurant in Kingston? Like, because I know that the in-person draft is coming up this year, the first time ever. Well, not ever, but in a long time. So if you could tell our listeners and our viewers out there, people that might be going, what's a great place to go?
Favorite restaurant? I don't know. I don't really eat out in Kingston, but I'd say the Caesar Company. It's pretty good. Place downtown. Nice little restaurant.
I like that. It sounds kind of classy. The Caesar Company.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they got your nice Caesar salad.
Yeah, what kind of food you get in there? Is it like steaks? Like what's the?
Yeah,
steaks? They have everything. Yeah.
I bet you it's a mean steak. It just sounds like it. The Caesar Palace. It's got to be the salad's probably like the best Caesar salad you've ever had in your life.
No, more of like a drink Caesar.
That kind of Caesar. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. That's a wedding drink. That's a wedding drink. Yeah, those are nice. The virgin Caesars, though. I don't have any alcohol in them. So, but that's amazing. So, like, what, like, besides hockey and stuff, like, what else do you do? What else do you do to stay in shape in the off season?
Golf. I like being on the water, wakeboarding, stuff like that.
I can see that. I can see you doing wakeboarding.
Yeah, we hear a lot of guys. I mean, golf seems to be kind of the number one thing that everyone likes to do in the off season. How does your game fit in with the team? Are you're near the top skill wise? Where does that kind of fit in?
I don't know. I didn't get to play a lot of golf last summer due to surgery, so this summer might be a rocky road coming. 2 years not playing, so we'll see how that goes.
Even if you go in the water, that's going to be brutal on your knee too, right?
What do you mean?
Well, you got to go on that board, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't get to do that much last summer either. I didn't get much of a summer, which kind of sucked. But
well, you're okay now. You know, things happen.
Better to get it over with in the summer than during the season. That's for sure.
Right. And when you say peeing on the water, do you mean like water sports, like wakeboarding, that kind of stuff, or you just mean like
both?
Yeah.
Like spending my time on the water. You spend a lot of your time in a cold rink. It's pretty nice to get out on the water and just be on a boat and hang out.
You know, you're the perfect guy. I'll tell you right, Rick. So my son's coming. So here's what's happening here. So my son's coming on Family Day with me to the hockey game. So he's gonna come with me, and you're gonna show him around and stuff like that. I think you're the guy he's gonna listen to. I can already see it.
Okay, sounds good. I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I appreciate that. Thanks. He's a good kid, obviously. So, but Greek. So it'll be a lot of fun for him. So let's talk more about you, of course. How much has Matt Chiarantano helped you with your D game? Because it seems like it just gets better and better to me.
Yeah, I think coming in, he was still is a huge part of my development and my success in hockey. Just the time he puts into every player individually, as a person and as a player, it's next to none. Like, you can't find that anywhere else. He's a great coach. I owe him a ton. Like, he's done so much for me, just helping me find my game, shape my game as the player I need to be, kind of get rid of the stuff that I don't need. And he's been great.
And on kind of that same breath, talking about coaching, I mean, JR being the head coach there, like, what's your experience been with him, and how much has he helped your game too?
Yeah, great. JR's obviously traded for me, so owe him everything for that, and he's brought me in, and he's been nothing but good ever since. He's a great coach, great person. He builds a relationship with his players, which is great. Great coach, and just a better person. Like, honestly, he makes it fun to go up to the rink every day.
Has he ever played a prank on you yet? So here he's quite the prankster.
No, I don't think so. I don't usually prank. I don't prank too many guys, so I don't usually get pranked back.
I wouldn't prank either. I wouldn't prank. No. I'd say, whoa, no. You got to prank Geezer. Nope, not happening. Go ahead, buddy. It's all yours.
Is there anyone on the team that is a big prankster? Like, do you see that a
lot? Parker was a pretty big prankster, but obviously he's not around anymore. So I don't know. We'll have to see in these next couple of weeks who's big into it now.
Yeah. So who's the funniest guy on the team right now? Then everybody said it was Zabeski. So who is it now? Somebody has to take over.
I'd probably say myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for sure. I put that up.
You want to throw yourself in there.
I don't know. I wouldn't say there's specifically the funniest guy. I'd say we all have a pretty good laugh together in the room.
And then just last thing, I mean, we're kind of talking about guys, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, but talking on the ice, chirping, who's a guy that comes to mind that does a lot of that? I know you said you're not into it too much, but
everybody says the same one.
I have a feeling Justin Botno. I think he likes to run his mouth a little bit on the ice. I'm not too sure because I'm not down at the forward end of the bench, but I have a feeling he might be getting in there.
Everybody, there's a couple guys that said Eggleton.
Yeah, Eggy likes to chirp, actually. He does. That's a good one. That's a good point. I totally forgot about him.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, did you have any family members that went to Queen's University? Just curious, in Kingston, that fine institution.
Yeah, my mom went to Queen's for 2 years.
That's good.
Yep.
That's a great institution. Just to say.
Yeah, great school.
Oh yes. Did you ever go to any football games over there and stuff in Kingston?
Yeah, me and my dad would always go to the homecoming game together.
The homecoming game. Oh yes. Well, you don't have to tell me. Oh yes.
Yeah, those are always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always a good time. All right, Reed, thank you so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate this, and good luck the rest of the season. We'll definitely see you around the rink, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Geezer, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks. All right, that was Steelheads defenseman Reed Gee, here on Saga 960 AM. And you're listening to Trout Talk again here on Saga 960 AM. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. Brendan Lang, Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis. We just spoke to Steelheads defenseman, longest tenured Steelheads defenseman, Reed Gee, here on the show, and just kind of talking to him about, his experiences and kind of now being one of the older guys in the league. It goes by really fast, 150 games. You mentioned it right off the top of that interview. I mean, it goes by fast, and now he's one of the guys that's looked upon to lead some of these young guys that are on the team now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got Mason Roy, who just came over from the Owen Sound Attack, Carter Hicks, Reed Gee. I mean, it's a young defense core now. Peter Green, Big Papa David Green, and whatnot. So Owen Cartwright, right, and Nyman as well, and they're going to throw Goyette in there as well, Sean Matthew Goyette, but yeah, Reed Gee, he's tough as nails. And you remember when he got traded over to the Steelheads, and we didn't really know much about him from the Flint Firebirds. What was the first thing that James Richmond said? Tough as nails.
First thing out of his mouth.
Tough as nails. Tough as nails. We need that back there, right? And that's the thing. He's one of the older guys. He's got tough as nails, and I think they'll follow off of him. That's for sure. And he's a leader. He's a leader out there.
He is. He's a leader, and we talked about it to him off the ice, being a leader and being one of the guys that has been around the organization, kind of knows what to do, and then also on the ice is a leader as well. I mean, you talk about playing with that physical edge, and even in the Barrie game, stepping up with a fight, Carter Lowe. He's always going to have, his teammates' backs, and I think that's a big thing with being a leader out there on the ice, is you always know that he's going to be in the fight with them. That's for sure. So
that was a heck of a fight.
Yeah,
it was a heck of a fight.
It was great to talk to Geezer, as they call him.
Geezer.
And great to have him on the show. So we thank him for coming on the program. All right, so. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the North American skaters that were released here recently for the upcoming draft. 2 Steelheads getting on the board. One of the newest Steelheads, probably the newest, I guess. Nathan Amidovsky, he gets on there, and then Matej Stanko also going to get was named on that list, and I think there's a good chance that he goes somewhere in the draft this upcoming year.
Yeah, Nathan Amidovsky's ranked 87 right now. And Matej Stankoven's ranked 172 amongst North American skaters, right? So 87, you figure, what's that, 3rd round, I guess you could say. And for Amidovsky and Matej Stankoven, you're looking at probably 6th round, right? But it's midterm. All these things can change. Amidovsky and Stankoven, if they have a big second half of the season, they can move up big time. And that goes for any player that's in the midterms, right? So I expect them to move up, to tell you the truth. And I think Stankoven's getting more and more comfortable now. And Amidovsky, he's gonna go off and do what Nathan Amidovsky does, right? Score goals and play a good 2-way game, right? And so does Matej Stankoven. So yeah, it can happen with anybody. I expect them to move up where they are. That's for sure.
And both of them getting the opportunity to play in the top prospects, OHL top prospects game as well. That's also a big accomplishment. And big kind of stage for them to show out for the scouts. And I agree with you. I think both of these guys definitely can move up that board. Like you said, it's just the midterm rankings. I think, and it's, we haven't seen a lot of Amidovsky. Obviously, we've seen 2 games from him, but Stankoven we've seen all year, and it takes guys a little bit of time to adjust from coming over from Europe and now playing the North American style and all that. But I think his game really fits the North American style, and I do think that we've seen a lot of development from him, even from early on in the year. Like, the first thing you notice about him is he's a very powerful skater. Like, he moves well. He's very strong with on his skates with the puck. So I think that's kind of the first thing that stands out for him. And I do think that just kind of this stuff around that is always going to be able to develop. But when you have that baseline, I do think that's something teams are definitely going to want to look for.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. He's a powerful skater. He likes the fast game, and that's why he came over from Slovakia. Of course, we have to mention he's the cousin of Logan Stankoven, and he actually does talk to him. I have to keep saying that because some people will say, "Oh, that's my cousin," this, and they don't even talk to him. Well, he does.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, so hey, he's got the genes. He's a powerful skater. He likes to hit. He likes to grind. He's a good two-way player. He's a good passer as well. He could pass that puck. The game against Barrie, their only goal, Kieran Witkowski scored. It was a beautiful backdoor pass by Matej Stankoven. No chance for Jaswell, right? So just to say, good passer, could play a good two-way game. Expect him to move up. Amidovsky, we know what he can do. He can score. He could play the two-way game. He could get physical if he wants to, right? And he's not shy of it, that's for sure. His brother Liram's not shy of it in the North Bay Battalion. We just saw him.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool that they played against each other, right? And then the past weekend, so big smiles on their faces. But congratulations to them for being in the Team East in the top prospects game. I can't wait to see. I hope they both score 3 goals each. I hope it's 6-0. I hope it's 6-5, and the 3 goals. No, actually, I hope it's. I'm biased, of course. And so I hope it's 12-5 for the East, and Matej Stankoven gets 3, and Nathan Amidovsky gets 3, and they're both a +5. Oh, sorry, they can't be +5s. Okay, but +3s, +6s, +6.
+6. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 12-5. 12-5, 3 goals each +6. That's what we're looking at. Right. Oh man!
Oh gosh, yeah. But yeah, no, I hope they're both +6.
Hope they both play well, and I think another name that we could see kind of move on to that is Carter Hicks. I think that's another guy that we could see in the rankings at the end of the season.
Yeah, I love his game. I love his game. I mean, he is. You could tell that he's already starting to be a little bit of a mini leader back there, especially with his age. He's young. And again, we've talked about this, at the rink. We talked about it, lots of times that this is a guy that was with the Windsor Spitfires last year. That was a big part of their team going almost all the way. If they didn't have those injuries, the Windsor Spitfires, they probably might have beat the Kitchener Rangers, right?
Sure.
And then Kitchener Rangers end up going to the Western Final. But I love his game. A little bit of a mini leader. He's got that great first pass out of his own zone. He's good at covering guys. He knows where to go on the ice, right? He doesn't look lost out there. That's the thing with Carter Hicks. He always looks like he knows what he has to do. He's a guy of all business. You can totally tell. So expect him to get in there. But I'm surprised he wasn't in there.
I was kind of surprised too to see that his name wasn't in there.
Very, very surprised. He should be in there.
So yeah, I agree, and I think we'll definitely see that by the end of the season. All right, so we will get into the Steelheads' upcoming game. It's against the Oshawa Generals right after this here on Saga 960 AM. Before we talk about that, we talked a little bit to Reed Gee there about going to Kingston, so they're going to play the Kingston Frontenacs on Friday. That will have already happened by the time this comes out. So we don't need to talk too much about that. Did just want to talk quickly about the Windsor Spitfires coming to town, though, because it's a homecoming for Jakob Fibiger. So we're going to see him first time in a different
Looking forward to it.
In Brampton.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing Jakob. I mentioned in social media, he's probably one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
He is.
I mean, you talk about a character.
Yeah.
He's a character, and he won a silver medal with Team Czechia. What an addition to the back end. He was such a let's be honest, probably the best defenseman on the Steelheads before he got traded, right? Later gets the guys going, really good in the dressing room. You talk about culture. That's a guy you want in your dressing room for culture, right? And that's where it starts. And that's what Jakob Fibiger is going to add to this Windsor Spitfire team. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing him, of course. It's going to be a tough game against these Spitfires, boy. They just picked up Villeneuve and Ferrand. They picked up Fibiger. Am I missing somebody? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's who they got. But I mean, you think of
Villeneuve
and Ferrand, they love playing against Brampton. We know that. So,
yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes,
yeah, it'll be
do.
definitely a tough matchup for that one. But again, this game will have already happened here on Saga 960. So let's talk more about the Oshawa Generals, and that's what the game is going to be coming up. Mikey, you're going to have the call just in a few minutes here against the Oshawa.
Yeah, I'll fly down there.
You'll head out to Oshawa. This is a big game for the Steelheads. Big game for both teams, really, because we talk about it. The Steelheads trying to get into the playoffs. That's their goal for the rest of this season, is get into the playoffs, and these are the games you're going to have to win.
Yeah, second of 4 meetings between these two teams, right? Last time they met was November 14th, and the Steelheads ended up winning that one 3-1. It was a tough game, but how about it? That was a game Keaton Arda had 2 goals against the Oshawa Generals, right? And they outshot the Generals in that game 42-18. Really, really played well in that game. Just an overall great team effort. Yep. And they're going to need that against this Oshawa team. I mean, this is a team that's, they're sitting in last in the Eastern Conference. They only got 9 wins, right? But that doesn't mean anything. Second half of the season, they could turn it on. They made a lot of trades too. They brought in some guys, right? Yeah.
No, they could. And then, I mean, they've got a lot of skilled guys. Guys that have had decent years. We remember Owen Griffin from the playoffs last year. I mean, he had a great playoff series against Brampton, and he's turned it into a really good year this year. Posthumus has had a really good year. Harrison Franz, Brooks Rogowski, a guy who's going to be in the draft this upcoming year. So they've got guys there that definitely are maybe, the skill is there. And like you said, things can change in the second half. They always can in the OHL. So it's a huge game coming up for the Steelheads. And so they continue to battle Sudbury, Oshawa, Brampton. All of those games are going to be really important. So really looking forward to this game. We'll see how it goes. Again, this one's in Oshawa. So Mikey K will be on the call for.
I'll fly.
Yes.
I got my helicopter ready, so folks. So
it's waiting outside. He's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple minutes left here before we sign off. We can do 3 stars. We didn't have time for it last week.
Very good.
Time for it last week, so we'll do the 3 stars for this week. I think I'm going to go with Kieran Witkowski. I got to go with him scoring a big goal in Barrie. So I'll start there. I liked the play of Peter Green this week as well. I think he had a really good week back there too. And then I'm going to go with, let me think, one more guy. I'm going to go with Carter Hicks. He comes in. It's it's his first go around with the Steelheads. I think he kind of settled in pretty well. So those are the guys that I like this week. And I
like that. No, good picks. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with my number 1 star is Justin Botno.
Nice.
That's my number 1 star. I thought he played really hard all weekend long. I mean, he got the only goal against the North Bay Battalion in a loss, unfortunately, on Friday night. He played really hard. I think my 2nd star would probably go to Kieran Witkowski as well. I have to give Kieran Witkowski a star. But my 3rd star would go to Zach Nyman. I think Zach Nyman and Carter Hicks together are a pretty good tandem back on defense. Really, really good. I was really impressed with Zach Nyman's play. So maybe that's what Zach Nyman needed was somebody like that. So we'll see how that materializes with those two. But Zach Nyman would get my 3rd star, definitely.
And just off of your Justin Botno pick, great pick, because I agree. He had a really good game against
birthday
North Bay.
Boy. Just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Justin Botno. Yeah. Yes, great game against North Bay. And on the same line, I'll throw in an honorable mention. I thought Will Eggleton had his 2 best games.
Yeah, good one. Yes.
He definitely that line with him and Botno, they seem to click a little bit there on that 3rd line. So that was great to see. All right, that's it here for Trout Talk. If we have any life tips you want to throw in, Mikey, if you got one, you can. If not, we can sign off.
Let's say just be happy, wake up in the morning. If you're breathing, I say this time and time and again, I'm going to say it one more time. Wake up, you're breathing, and the day is going to go fine. Just remember that, folks. Life is too short.
That's right. Yep. Just make sure, you always enjoy the little things in life. I think that's such a cliche, but definitely a big thing.
Absolutely.
Sure. All right. Mikey, thank you so much for being here. We thank Reed Gee for coming on the program. For Mikey K, for Brendan Lang. Well, thank you for listening and have a great day.